When I first heard this story, I thought someone slipped something into my coffee. Because there's no universe where a multi-billion-dollar studio decides, yeah, let's maybe not use actual Dwayne Johnson for the Dwayne Johnson movie. But apparently, Disney woke up one Tuesday morning and said, hey, what if instead of paying The Rock to act, we just slap his face on some other dude's body like a discount Snapchat filter and call it a day? And I'm sitting here like, bro, Moana hasn't even come out yet, and it's already turning into the weirdest movie production, and I'm not even exaggerating. They genuinely almost replaced The Rock with a deepfake, like a real, AI-generated, barely born digital Frankenstein wearing his face like some overpriced Halloween mask. So I'm thinking, how do you even tell a human being this? You invite him to a meeting, he walks in smelling like protein powder and tequila, and some VFX guy in a wrinkled shirt is like, hey Dwayne, check out this AI clone of you we made. Pretty sick, right? And Dwayne's probably nodding politely like people do when a toddler shows them a drawing, except this time the toddler is a billion-dollar corporation trying to replace your existence. And the wildest part is Disney didn't even deny it. They fully admitted they explored attaching The Rock's head onto someone else's body. They were like, yeah, totally normal filmmaking Tuesday. What about it? Absolutely nothing weird happening here. Meanwhile, I'm over here imagining some poor stunt double with The Rock's face glued on digitally, sprinting across a beach thinking, damn, bro, I'm literally playing Dwayne Johnson without the paycheck or the biceps. And the part that kills me, they weren't even doing this because The Rock didn't want to show up. He was down. He was ready. Dude probably had the whole schedule tattooed on his calf muscle for convenience. No, the studio thought AI would make everything more efficient. More efficient? It's Moana, not Avengers' time travel math problem. It's The Rock. The man literally carries franchises the way I carry emotional damage. Every day, everywhere, involuntarily. You don't replace that with a USB drive. But guess what? They tried. They literally reached out to Metaphysic, the same company behind those terrifyingly realistic Tom Cruise deepfake videos that make you question if you're actually living in a simulation. Disney legit asked these guys to cook up a proto-Rock. Not a cameo, not a tech test, a whole-ass performance. Imagine telling your kids you worked on Moana and your job was to create Diet Rock. 0 calories, 0 soul. And the funniest thing is that Dwayne Johnson agreed to explore it. Because why? The man is too busy. The man is in like 7 movies at once, launching a tequila empire, lifting weights heavier than my self-esteem, probably running 5 secret businesses we don't know about, and he's like, sure, make a digital version of me so I can sleep maybe 12 more minutes per month. So he signs off on testing it, and suddenly the lawyers show up like, hold on now, who owns the face? Who owns the digital data? Who has the rights to the forehead wrinkles and the eyebrow raise? And the whole thing collapses because apparently nobody, not even Disney, wants to be responsible for the moment where AI Dwayne Johnson goes rogue and tries to unionize. And while they're all arguing about ethics and identity and facial rights, imagine the VFX team slowly deleting files like, okay, cool, I guess we're scrapping the artificial rock, who wants to go get lunch? Meanwhile, I'm here trying to wrap my head around the sheer humiliation of it all. Imagine being one of the most bankable stars of the last decade, built like a forklift that got struck by lightning, and some executive is floating the idea of replacing you with a digital mannequin because it's more cost-effective. Bro, I would have folded that boardroom table like a quesadilla. But Dwayne, he takes it like a champ. Posts on Instagram like, so grateful to be working with an amazing team, while he's probably texting his lawyer emojis shaped like fire and skulls. And this story wasn't even supposed to get out. It dripped into the public like a plumbing leak because someone in an interview said a little too much. And when fans heard it, the entire internet collectively said, I'm sorry, what? Because why are we deep-faking actors in a movie that's supposed to be the celebration of Polynesian culture? The whole point was bringing the real people into live action. Real islands, real ocean, real faces. And then Disney's like, yeah, what if we made the main guy fake, though? Like, how do you miss the point of your own project so hard? And the thing is, they weren't even trying to hide the reason. The reason was time. These studios are in a speed run mode now. They want everything done yesterday. You know how insane this is? We live in a world where a huge corporation literally asked itself, Should we slow down production by a month so Dwayne Johnson can film? Or should we create a fully synthetic rock who never gets tired, never needs snacks, and never asks for a bathroom break? I'm telling you right now, if AI ever takes over Hollywood, it won't start with background actors. It'll start with them cloning Thor and Groot and The Rock until all of Hollywood is just muscular PNG files running around. And if you think I'm joking, the technology is so good now that some AI face swaps look more convincing than my real face in the morning. We're like 3 years away from accidental deepfake thirst traps of people who don't exist. But back to Moana. This whole AI rock plan fell apart because the negotiations got messy, because there's no legal playbook for what if we create an immortal version of your face? And Dwayne Johnson said, yeah, nah, let's not. And honestly, thank God, because the minute Disney makes one successful digital rock, they don't need the human one anymore. They'd keep his digital version in a folder labeled Johnson, Final, use this one, and cast him in 37 movies a year. He'd be doing sequels he never agreed to, interviews he didn't film, gym commercials he never endorsed, protein powder ads in languages he doesn't speak. AI Dwayne Johnson popping up on screens everywhere like, you're welcome. And the real Rock is at home like, what the hell did I just watch? And the saddest part is, this isn't even surprising anymore. Hollywood is desperate. Actors are expensive. CGI is cheaper. Studios are like, why hire a human who sleeps, eats, complains, has opinions, and needs bathroom breaks when we can build a flawless digital version who works 24/7 and doesn't sue us for emotional distress? And the actors know it too. This is why the strikes happened. Everyone's scared their face is going to be turned into some perpetual content machine, spitting out movies, ads, TikToks, NFTs, whatever. We're half a decade away from some studio-level AI resurrecting Marilyn Monroe to sell crypto bro vitamins. And people will be like, wow, she looks great for someone who's been dead for 60 years. But here's the twisted part. If Disney had actually done this, if they had deepfaked The Rock's face onto his stunt double, nobody would have known until someone leaked it. You think they were going to put featuring AI Dwayne Johnson in the credits? Hell no. They would have called it visual enhancement or digital continuity corrections or some nonsense. And the internet would be watching like, wow, The Rock looks kind of smooth today, but whatever. But you imagine how weird it would have felt. Like deep down you'd know something was off. Like when your friend shows up to hang, but they've suddenly got a new haircut, new clothes, new voice, new height, and new personality. And you're like, bro, are you okay? That's the uncanny valley. That's what almost happened to Moana. But instead, because the AI plan crumbled under legal drama, they did the normal thing. They used The Rock, the actual human one, with pores and sweat and actual facial expressions instead of data-driven approximations. And honestly, that shouldn't be a victory. That should have been the bare minimum. But this is where we are now, clapping because a movie used a real actor instead of a digital demon built in a server farm. And look, I'm not saying AI doesn't have a place in filmmaking. Use it to clean up shots, fix lighting, adjust continuity, go wild. But the second you start trying to replace iconic, living, breathing people, especially someone whose whole brand is literally being a charismatic physical presence, you've officially lost your damn mind. And this whole mess tells you something dark about where Hollywood is heading. Studios don't want stars. Stars have power. Stars negotiate. Stars ask for raises. They want assets. Editable, controllable, copyright-owned assets. In 20 years, the biggest actors in Hollywood might be characters built in Blender and voiced by algorithms fine-tuned for maximum emotional manipulation. But Moana gave us a preview of that future the moment Disney said, what if we make a digital rock? And for once, the universe said, absolutely not. And thank God, because if anyone deserves not to be replaced by a digital photocopy, it's the man whose literal nickname is The Rock. The dude is supposed to be unmovable, unreplaceable, solid, and the studio nearly turned him into a JPEG. And that's the story. Disney almost replaced The Rock with an AI deepfake, and the only thing that stopped them was legal chaos, existential panic, and the realization that audiences aren't ready for Moana starring iRock version 1.0. And honestly, we dodged a bullet, because if Disney pulled this off successfully once, they would have kept doing it. And by Moana 3, we'd be watching a cast made entirely of floating, uncanny, perfectly symmetrical AI-generated island people singing songs written by ChatGPT's evil twin, while The Rock's digital clone does helicopter eyebrow raises with 1200 FPS realism. And on that day, I promise you I'm taking my drink and walking straight into the ocean.